Picture this. Once wilted flowers near the brink of death, now vibrant and full of life. Can you believe it? This isn't magic, but the result of time, care, and a few clever tricks. Our journey today will guide you through the process of reviving your wilting blooms, transforming them into a dazzling spectacle of life and color. We'll share simple yet effective gardening tips that will breathe new life into your flowers. Intrigued? Stay tuned to learn the secret to this amazing transformation. First up, it's all about the trim. Proper cutting techniques can make all the difference. Trimming and cutting are essential skills for any flower enthusiast. It's not just about making the flowers look pretty, it's also about helping them thrive. When trimming, it's crucial to cut your stems at a 45-degree angle rather than straight across. This increases the surface area for water absorption, helping your flowers stay hydrated and healthy. Now, let's talk about dead parts. Dead leaves or petals can take up valuable energy that the plant could be using to keep the remaining parts healthy, so it's best to remove these as soon as you spot them. Next up are your tools. Always remember to use sharp, clean shears or scissors. Dull or dirty tools can damage the stem or introduce disease, which is the last thing we want. And don't forget about timing. The best time to trim is early in the morning or late in the evening, when the plants are least stressed. The technique is simple. Make a clean, angled cut, remove any dead or dying parts, and do it all with sharp, clean tools. And there you have it, the basics of trimming and cutting. It might seem like a lot to remember, but with a bit of practice, it'll become second nature. Remember, a good trim can breathe new life into your flowers. Water, the lifeblood of every plant. But it's not as simple as just turning on the tap. Watering isn't a one-size-fits-all task when it comes to reviving wilted flowers. It requires a keen understanding of your flower's needs and a few tried-and-true methods. Firstly, let's talk about temperature. Cold water straight from the tap might seem refreshing to us, but for a wilted flower, it can be a shock to the system. Warm water, on the other hand, can accelerate the plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients, giving it the boost it needs to perk back up. So next time you're about to water your wilted blooms, consider giving them a warm bath instead. But how warm should the water be? The sweet spot is lukewarm, similar to the temperature you'd use for a relaxing bath. Too hot, and you risk causing further damage to the plant. So think warm, not hot. Next, let's consider the method. Drenching the soil might seem like the quickest fix, but it can lead to waterlogged roots and further wilting. Instead, try a gentle soak. Place the pot in a container filled with warm water and let the plant drink up from the bottom. This method encourages the roots to absorb the water they need without the risk of waterlogging. If your flowers are in a flower bed or garden, consider using a watering can with a long spout and sprinkle head. This will allow you to water at the base of the plant, reducing the risk of splashing water on the leaves and creating a breeding ground for disease. Now, let's talk frequency. Watering little and often is better than a deluge once a week. Ideally, you should aim to keep the soil moist, but not waterlogged. Remember, overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering. So next time you water your flowers, remember it's not just about quantity, but also about quality and method. Armed with these tips, you can turn the tide for your wilted flowers, giving them the hydration they need to thrive. Now let's sweeten things up a bit. Did you know that a simple sugar and vinegar solution can do wonders for your flowers? It might sound like a peculiar concoction, but this humble household mix is a secret weapon many gardeners swear by. Let's break it down a bit. Sugar, as we all know, is a source of energy. In a similar way, it provides energy to flowers, helping them to bloom and stay vibrant for longer. On the other hand, vinegar, with its acidic properties, helps in maintaining the pH balance of the water, making it harder for bacteria to survive. Together, they create a potent solution that can breathe life back into your wilting blooms. So how do we go about preparing this magic elixir? It's simpler than you might think. Start off by boiling 2 cups of water. Once it's nice and hot, dissolve 3 tablespoons of sugar into it. Stir it thoroughly until the sugar is completely dissolved. Once that's done, let it cool down a bit. After it's cooled, add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar into the mix and stir it well. That's it. Your homemade flower reviving solution is ready. Now, how do you use it? Well, it's as easy as pie. Simply pour the solution into your flower vase and then place your wilted flowers into the vase. The flowers will start to absorb the sugar and vinegar solution, giving them the boost they need to spring back to life. Remember, different flowers might react differently to this solution, so don't be disheartened if you don't see immediate results. It's all about patience and persistence. A word of caution though, while this solution can work wonders, it's not a permanent solution. It's more of a quick fix to perk up your flowers. For long-term health, your flowers need proper care and attention, which includes regular watering, appropriate sunlight, and timely trimming. With this simple solution, you'll be amazed at how quickly your flowers can bounce back. So the next time you see your flowers wilting, don't despair. Reach out for that sugar jar and vinegar bottle and give your blooms the sweet and sour treat they deserve. Sunlight and shade, the yin and yang of your garden, both are important, but balance is key. Just as we need a balanced diet to stay healthy, flowers too need a mix of sunlight and shade to thrive. Let's start with sunlight. It's no secret that plants need sunlight to photosynthesize, the process where they convert sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water into food. But did you know that different flowers need different amounts of sunlight? Some flowers, like roses and sunflowers, are sun lovers. They can bask in 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day. On the other hand, flowers like begonias and impatiens prefer the cooler, shadier spots in your garden, thriving on just 3 to 4 hours of sunlight. Now, let's talk about positioning. It's not just about how much sunlight your flowers get, but also when they get it. Morning sunlight is gentle and less likely to scorch your flowers compared to the harsh afternoon sun. So, if possible, position your flowers to catch those early rays. But what about shade? Well, remember, all flowers need some respite from the sun. Shade offers a cool retreat, allowing your flowers to conserve water, which is particularly important on hot summer days. It also protects delicate flowers from sunburn. Yes, you heard that right. Flowers can get sunburnt too. So how about flowers in pots? The beauty of potted flowers is that you can move them around. If your flowers are wilting despite being watered, they might be getting too much sun or too little. Try shifting them to a different spot. Remember, it's all about observing and understanding your flowers' needs. Finally, consider using shade cloth or plant umbrellas for flowers that need protection from intense sunlight. These handy tools can help you control the amount of sunlight your flowers receive, ensuring they get just the right amount. So remember, when it comes to sunlight, it's all about finding the sweet spot. Reviving your flowers is just the first step. Keeping them healthy requires regular care. Healthy flowers are not a miracle. They are the result of consistent and thoughtful care. We'll walk you through some of the key maintenance tips to prevent your flowers from wilting again. One of the most effective ways to maintain flower health is through regular watering. But remember, every flower has its own hydration needs, so take the time to learn about the watering requirements of your specific plants. Overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering, so striking a balance is crucial. Next up is the practice of regular pruning. Pruning isn't just about keeping your plants looking neat and tidy. By removing dead or dying parts of the plant, you're allowing more resources to be directed to the healthier areas. Regular pruning promotes growth and helps keep your flowers vibrant and full of life. Additionally, you may want to consider repotting your plants every once in a while. This gives them more room to grow and ensures they have fresh, nutrient-rich soil. When repotting, be gentle with the roots and make sure you choose a pot that's the right size for your plant. Speaking of nutrients, don't forget about plant food. Just like us, plants need a balanced diet to thrive. Using a good quality fertilizer can provide your flowers with the nutrients they need that they may not be getting from the soil alone. Last, but certainly not least, keep an eye on sunlight and temperature. Different flowers have different sunlight and temperature requirements. Some like it hot and sunny, others prefer it cool and shady. Make sure you know what your flowers prefer and adjust their environment accordingly. Remember, these are not one-time tasks. They should be part of your regular plant care routine. Just like us, plants thrive on routine and consistency. In summary, long-term flower health is all about striking a balance. Watering, pruning, repotting, fertilizing, and monitoring sunlight and temperature are all key elements of this balance. Consistent care is your best bet for maintaining vibrant, healthy flowers. And there you have it, the secret to reviving wilted flowers. We've journeyed through the art of precise trimming, the science of water revival methods, the magic of sugar and vinegar solutions, the balance of sunlight and shade, and the commitment to long-term care. Now it's your turn. Get out there and transform your wilted flowers into a vibrant garden. You hold the power to bring life back to your blooms. So, what are you waiting for?